Yeah. So, this happened. What's up, geeks? You guys said you wanted to hear about this and how my BassGeek room got destroyed. So I'm going to share with you what happened. You know, most of you know already that last year, 2021, was a pretty rough year for me. You know, between COVID and building or having this house put together. But all that being said, here's the story as to what happened and how my BassGeek room and 3 vehicles, my neighbor's house, one of his truck, all got some sort of damage one way or another. Me and Jeremy are out the day before. This was a Tuesday. No, it was a Wednesday. We were out on a Wednesday, and we got on a great topwater bite. We decided we were going to go the next day, and we were really going to just rip them. We had a pattern. We knew what they were doing. It was topwater. It was going to be a blast. Same sort of conditions. But what we had found when we got up there was that it had rained so hard overnight. When we got there, the lake had come up overnight about 10 to 12 feet. It had kind of scattered the bass from that deep bite. The thermocline was still there, but they were suspended up underneath the trees, and it was hard to get anywhere near them. Before we called it a day, we run out of gas. And, you know, I thought that was going to be like the big deal of the day. Like, you know, we were on a lake, and it raised 10 to 12 feet overnight, raised another 5 to 6, maybe even 8 feet while we were on it. And, you know, it was just crazy. And, you know, then we run out of gas, of course. Of course, we run out pretty close to the dock. You know, I got home about 1 o'clock. We stopped, we ate. You know, I kind of took a little nap on the couch. The wife was working. She works from home in her office, which is right beside the BassGeek room. And she's right against the wall. Right around, I don't know, 4 o'clock, I kind of get up. I slept for a couple, 3 hours. You know, I get up and I start making posts on Instagram. By the way, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, I'm on all those. And so I make some posts to kind of promote the video from that Sunday. And about 5:45, you know, I'm sitting there, I'm making those posts, and I hear it. Now, I live on a highway. I've seen and heard people wreck on this highway a lot, so I know the sound. But that sound continues to get closer and closer. So I jump up off of the couch. I'm literally standing looking at the wall. My wife, she keeps the shades closed all the time. I just got home, I was sleeping, so I didn't care. Most of the time I'm open them, but I just hear this sound getting closer and closer, and it's getting louder and louder, and I think, holy cow, someone has hit this big rock that sits kind of in front of, like right behind my mailboxes, kind of there to keep people from running through my yard, through my boat, and my carport that I keep it under. And I thought they had hit it so hard that they were flipping over it, hitting my boat, tearing my carport down, and, you know, my truck and everything else. And then all of a sudden I heard my wife screaming. So I'm headed back toward where her office is, and then I heard wood crack. When I heard wood crack, you know, bravo to the people that built this house. It never shook in the living room where I was. I go running in, and of course I'm scared to death. You know, I've been with my wife 28 years. She is truly my best friend. And so I'm running in toward her, and this is still going on. Now, this is happening literally within less than 5 seconds. Probably less than 3 seconds. And she stopped screaming, and that scared me worse than anything, really, because then I was worried she was seriously hurt. But as I get to the door, I hear her scream, and, you know, I was Hank the second, so I hear, as a kid, my mom and dad and everybody called me Hanky. So I hear her scream, Hanky, what was that? And as I was opening the door, I seen her standing there. Apparently, as she was getting up to run, she tripped over my weight bench. So, something I haven't used in a while. Probably ought to just go ahead and get that out of her way. I thought I told her to get out, but she told me, she said, I grabbed her and said, get out now. At this point, I'm in fight mode. I just want to make sure she's out of the house and safe, that I'm out of the house and safe. So we come back into the living room, open the front door. She doesn't even have shoes on. I'm throwing shoes on. The front door is completely blocked by debris. So I'm like, get out the back and get out now. And so we take out the back, and I'm going down the steps. And so I thought she was right behind me, but again, she didn't have shoes on. So she's tiptoeing, and I'm going up the hill, and I'm thinking, okay, head count. I need to make sure everybody's okay, because, I live around family. I mean, it's all family, uncles, cousins, mom and dad. This place that I live in used to, the old house here, when you guys who've been with the channel for a long time seen me film in the dungeon, it was in the basement. It was a dirt floor basement in my grandmother's old house, just a small house. So my first thought is make sure nobody was outside and got hurt. I've got a small cousin over here next door to me who's always out playing, riding bikes. He's, a good kid, and, I wanted to make sure nothing happened there. I've got my uncle right next door to me. I mean, literally, I could walk out on my front porch and hit his house with a rock. So as I was coming up the hill, my mind was just checking who all I seen and who was okay. I knew me and the wife were okay. The house from the backside looked okay. I knew that the front porch was probably destroyed, and as I come around the corner, I could see that the roof, that front two posts out, and so the roof of the front porch was hanging down. Seen my uncle and my aunt, my mom and my dad, so I knew they were all right. As I was coming up, I seen my two cousins and my other uncle, so I knew they were all right. So at that point, it's see the guy. So there was two cars sitting there, and at first I thought, dang, how many cars just run through this yard and this driveway? Then I realized one of the cars was actually my wife's little red Honda. It had gotten hit, shoved about 40 feet into my uncle's truck, his Toyota Tundra, and shoved it back 3 foot, and as it glanced off, parked itself between the house and the truck. A white Ford F150 basically ran out of the road about 2 houses before mine, dodged, literally missed a tree, a light pole, and a fire hydrant, hit my mom and dad and my uncle's driveway, went airborne, come down, bounced, dug up the upper portion of the casing of where my water meter was, hit my concrete porch on the front of the house. I think it's like a 10 by 12 covered. It was. Went airborne into the back of my wife's car. Sideways, the back of the truck hits the house right beside and above where my BassGeek room window is. Shatters the windows, literally blows the inside window frame completely intact out, throws oil and busts out my wife's office. She didn't even know. She felt the glass hit her legs, but she didn't even know that she was sprayed with oil, whatever fluid was going on. The room reeks right now. I settled down and run into the corner of my uncle's porch. He was going pretty fast, and we feel bad for the guy too. I mean, it wasn't his fault. He wasn't drinking. He wasn't high. Apparently he has a history of seizures, which is what he told us. He had had a seizure, and I guess he had locked up. We had 2 people stop by that he passed on the road, and their words was he almost ran them over, ran them out of the road. and they said he was doing about 90. They were doing 65, and they passed him, or he passed them like they were sitting still. I don't think he ever hit his brakes. I'm sure he was unable to. And we hate it for him. I mean, it's an accident. Uh, it is what it is. So really, nobody's to blame. But life happens. That's why we have insurance, I guess. It's pretty crazy. So we're pretty lucky. I mean, he's lucky. He walked away with basically a nosebleed, I'm guessing, where the airbags hit him, maybe a scratch on the arm. I mean, he's really lucky. If the car hadn't have been there to really stop him and slow him down, he probably would have went through my uncle's house. And at the time, the three people that lived there, my two cousins and my uncle, probably would have killed him. If he'd have been a little to the left or right, or my uncle's tractor and trailer would have been sitting there, it would have killed him. If he'd hit a light pole or whatever else, would have killed him. God was really watching out on everybody as far as no one getting hurt. Because like I said, literally 2 foot to the left or right. If my truck hadn't still been hooked up to the boat, but I'll put it to you this way, he was going so fast that there's literally a gravel this big embedded into the side of the house. Like, he didn't even hit that side. Like, that's the side facing my mom and dad's. And he shattered with a gravel that was probably a half inch the back of my wife's Jeep Patriot, shattered her windshield, and put about a softball size with a gravel that was so small when you pick it up you wouldn't even think that it could ever do that. But he took sitting gravel and got it moving that fast. And I mean, that's it. That's how the BassGeek room and a few other things got destroyed. I think my wife's little Honda is totaled. And this was definitely not the way I wanted to give you a tour of the house. When we get it all fixed, hopefully we'll finally do an actual full-on tour of the house. But as always, questions and comments in the comment section below. You guys know I love to talk fishing with you, and I guess we can talk about this too. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you guys ring that bell. Like I always say, new videos Wednesday or Sunday and Wednesday. It really helps. Watching the videos is the best way to help me grow the channel and help me achieve the dream that I want to achieve. And I appreciate you guys, because you guys are allowing me to live the dream. And hopefully we'll get there together. And hopefully we'll get there together, and then it'll free me enough time to where I get to come fish with a bunch of you. But anyways, we're all safe and sound. Everybody's safe, and you guys rock. All right, guys, so we're going to pick a winner of this month's, or July's, BassGeek box. I know we got it late in the month, but hey, we got the box video out in July anyway. Now, I'm going to tell you, for those of you that watch, there may be a few videos I may be a little bit behind, because my boat about caught on fire. So not just the house, but the key switch melted down. I'm waiting on the parts to come in to fix that. There's been some major flooding around here. So, and then of course, you've seen this video. But anyway, so bear with me. We may be a little hit or miss here over the course of the next week or two, but make sure you keep up with us. We're going to do everything we can to get these videos out. Let's go ahead and copy the URL. And we'll come down here, paste it in, filter the duplicates, include the comment or replies. Now, of course, we got to do the verification. Let's see how many we ended up with. 221 unique comments. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel like that. Now let's see who won. Lewis. All right, good tip. Like A good tip, like always, I prefer the shaky head. I always have tied on during the summer. Keep doing these great videos. I will do my absolute best. We do have the August box in. It's in the room in there, and it is a mess. We're going to dig it out of all the mass destruction, I guess, that we've got. But congratulations, Lewis. I'll leave a comment down there letting you know that you won. And you can email me and we'll get the box sent out to you. I'll verify, of course, that you are who you say you are, so we don't have to deal with any of the fake trolls that try to claim your all's prizes. But as always, you guys rock.